association with Boxro, out here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with the coach of Andrew TABITI, OTIS Pemberton, all the way from the Money team in Vegas. OTIS, first of all, I believe it's your first time in Saudi. How are you finding it?
I'm loving it. Everyone here is humble, very respectful, and attentive to everything that you need.
Just out of curiosity, obviously, you know, you've been in America all your life, born and bred. You obviously have preconceptions of places and people. What were your preconceptions of Saudi, and what are they now?
I never have any preconceptions. I try to go and enjoy myself and look forward to the best outcome, and, you know, pay attention to my fighters and, you know, enjoy my visit.
Spot on. You've got a nice hotel here, swimming pool, weather's banging. Let's get to the fight. Andrew TABITI, he was supposed to fight Tyrone Spong. Issues came in, and then there was talks of AJ sparring partner fighting him, and then out of nowhere James Wilson comes into play. So just tell us, you know, what was happening behind the scenes when the opponent pulled out, and how you got to James Wilson.
Well, the Prince and his people called and, you know, stated that they'll find him another opponent, and they called back and they stated that we have James Wilson, and I told him it doesn't matter, a heavyweight is a heavyweight. So after we get over this threshold, we'll be on to the next, and they'll know Andrew TABITI is back, and he is here to be a household name.
When I spoke to Andrew the other day, I did say to him, it's a shame because he was really flying, but obviously he had his loss, and then he's not been inactive, but he's not had as many fights that he'd probably like to wish. Probably COVID played a part. Do you think that will affect him come fight night, you know, the slight inactivity, obviously, which isn't as much as James?
Well, we've had 2 fights since our loss, but with that loss being said, it wasn't really something as though, I mean, Andrew sprained his ankle in the 2nd round, and I was massaging his ankle up until round 10, but there was nothing we can do about it. And like I told him after the fight, we'll keep our reasoning to ourselves. People will draw their own assumptions, and now we're back. We're able to really let people see what he brings to the table.
Definitely. And when I spoke to him, he said he'd fancy bridgeweight or even heavyweight. Obviously, you've trained him for a long time. What do you think would be the best weight for him, and where would you like to see him fight?
Heavyweight is really too big for him. His largest is 210, 215, so we'll do bridgerweight or whatever he decides. Whatever Andrew decides or any of my fighters, I support it. My thing is to be able to train them to get over the next level and tell them what the other guy's doing wrong throughout the fight. As far as what they're doing to get there and what weight they're pursuing, I'm with whatever they feel.
And obviously he's fighting somebody who's always been a heavyweight, James Wilson. Obviously James has got a lot less experience than him, but there's a lot of social media hype around James. He's finally fighting after over 3 years. You know James as well personally, you've trained with him at the Mayweather gym. What kind of challenges does he bring, and what are you concerned about from his skill set?
James is very game. You don't have to look for him to be there. He's pretty quick, you know, for his size. And I still look for TABITI to end up knocking him out about later in the fight.
How many rounds is the fight? Because I'm not seeing that anywhere.
They scheduled it for 8. It should have been 10, but they scheduled it for 8. We're just glad to be on this card of this magnitude, and we thank the Prince and everyone involved, and, you know, Saudi Arabia for having us and all the great treatment.
Top man. And just to conclude, I want to get your opinion on the main event, USYK Joshua. How do you see the fight playing out, and do you think having Robert Garcia in AJ's corner will that help him in any way?
We'll see exactly what comes to it, because you don't know until you get hit and what it's going to bring back. But I don't know. I favor Usyk in a fight. I'm a Joshua supporter, you know, and I hope that Robert Garcia brought enough with him to the table to really bring him through this fight. And, you know, if I know Robert the way I do, he's going to pull some tricks out the bag. So we look forward to a good fight with that. And I don't know, it'll probably be an exciting fight.
Just regards to that training situation, do you think AJ could have benefited maybe training at the TMT gym? What kind of skills do you think you guys could have brought to the table if he trained with you guys?
I really can't say that. I mean, I would never throw that in anybody's face, but I do think we have one of the best facilities in the world. But AJ made his own decision, and I hope it works out for him.
Last question, Otis. If he was with you guys, what kind of game plan would you tell him to put into place to make sure he gets the W?
To make sure he gets the W, he needs to box more and use his range. Box more, use his range, and go to his right, which really shocks him the way he goes. I mean, I had Michael Hunter, and he fought him and won the first 5 rounds very easily, but I lost my voice, people trying to scream over other people, but I left it alone, and, we lost the decision, but Josh is a bigger man. So with him going into his power, it really takes away from him and shocks the body.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I let you go?
I'd just like to say thank God to Roger Mayweather and the Mayweather family for getting us to this magnitude, and we'll continue to keep the name going.
Thank you, and I'm sure Roger will be proud of what you guys are still doing at the gym. As we spoke off camera, what a great guy he was. Thank you for your time, Otis.
Thank you.